All right, it's that time of the year where I give my honest opinion and expectations for my club Barcelona. And honestly, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I'm not really gonna, bullshit you guys into saying a lot of things. I'm just gonna go straight into detail and simplify as much as I can. So last season we finished off with a domestic treble and we reached the semifinals of the UCL. And sadly, we didn't get to go to the final, even though we were 2 minutes away from reaching that final, and it still hurts me to this day. But we moved. I mean, did our best, and that's all we could do. Anyways, after the season, we made new signings like Rashford, Joan Garcia, and Ronnie Barchi. However, the departures were pretty heartbreaking, I'd say. With Pau Victor, Pablo Torre, Ansu Fati, and sadly, Inigo Martinez. It still hurts me and pisses me off on the way that he left because it literally could have been avoidable. But I mean, it is what it is, I guess. We just have to deal with it and move on. And including that, we also had stars like Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Kubarsi, Lewa, Pedri, etc., continuing their great form into the preseason. So my expectations are a lot high for the season. However, there are some setbacks that might really prevent us from winning the league and kind of go forward from there, like Champions League, domestic travel, and all that stuff. And one of them is Madrid. With the new additions and adjustments to the squad like Trent, Dean Huijsen, Mastan Tuono, I think that's his name. Um, them being included in the squad really might make things a little bit more challenging for us in terms of really dominating or kind of challenging for that title. Because on top of that, you also have Mbappe, I think, becoming a winger possibly. I don't know if it's been confirmed or not, but given the fact that also Endrick has been given a number 9 and probably becoming their main star striker, there is a possibility that Mbappe might have to switch to the wing, which will really help them a lot because Mbappe is literally the best of the best on the wing. And I don't know why Carlo Ancelotti decided to put him as a forward for some reason. But his best position is literally on the wing. It's been like that for his whole time at PSG. And not even that, also in Monaco as well. And also with the French national team. So I don't know why Antonio Conte thought it was a good idea to put him in the striker, but luckily Endrick is now the main striker, probably. Still don't know yet. So we're gonna see how that goes. You also have the same players that are really gonna perform really well. Like Vinny, as much as I really don't want him to perform well because I fucking hate him, but we're just gonna move on from there. Yeah, Vinny. You also have, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Thibaut Courtois. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's fit for the season, but I could be wrong. You also have Federico Valverde. You also have Tchouaméni, Camavinga. You also have Eder Militao. Um, Fran Garcia, even though he has had some kind of mistakes, but we'll move from there. Center backs with Rudiger as well. So their squad is pretty much exactly the same. There's just going to be some new additions. So maybe that might probably prevent us from kind of winning the league or kind of challenging for the league at least. Because I mean, they obviously have Xabi Alonso, great manager, won with Leverkusen the league, invincible, crazy enough. So with him, Madrid squad like that, I mean, it's bound to at least go somewhere, go according to plan. And also, not only that, we also have the Champions League with European clubs developing with new signings like Arsenal, City, Napoli, etc. I mean, I could go on from there, but really don't want to go detail to detail on the club and their new signings. I just want to just simplify that their clubs in Europe have developed over the summer window, and I feel like this is going to really make the Champions League a lot more interesting in terms of how the clubs are going to perform. But we're going to see how that goes once the Champions League draw starts. Overall, I'm going to say that I expect us to win the league, obviously. I expect us to win the domestic treble. But in terms of the Champions League, I expect us to at least finish off like we did last season with a semi-final appearance, minimum. Anything below that is an absolute failure because of how developed our squad is and how quickly developed our squad really is. Because like 2 years ago, Yamal was literally just a child. Rafinha came off relegation side Leeds. Kubarsi was literally just coming out of La Masia. Lewa was barely starting into our kind of system. Pedri was just injury prone. And a lot of other players are kind of like having not really great seasons. So the fact that we've actually managed to develop this far into the past few seasons, it's just amazing to see. But I will say that a lot of the times things like this might prevent us from winning the league mainly because of our, again, financial troubles. We're still literally in debt as we are speaking at the moment. We're still in debt. We still have a lot of problems with financial stability and all that stuff. So it's just gonna make it a little bit more challenging for us to try to go for something even more like bringing new players, um, developing more talent in La Masia. So yeah, it's just gonna make it a little bit more challenging. But I will say that we are on the right track. We are in a great position so far, but time will tell on how we're gonna finish off the season. Because I mean, we finished off last season in a spectacular form, destroyed Madrid in almost every single El Clasico possible. He destroyed a lot of other clubs as well. Atleti kind of were like a little bit of an obstacle for us, but either way, we still won the league in comfortable fashion. Champions League destroyed a lot of teams, but some teams were really difficult, like Inter, Atalanta, and all that stuff, and Benfica as well. So we're gonna see how this goes because we still haven't seen the Champions League draws yet. But I feel like once the Champions League draws are set, we'll see how that goes. Overall, I'm very happy with what we're starting the season at, but hopefully things will improve more as the season goes on. So we're gonna see how that works. But it's fine. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know you guys' predictions on Barcelona as well in the comments below. And I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.